With the armature and space dock for repairs, I've taken steps to procure the USS Shaman from Andoria, a Gowron-class starship, for this one mission. And I wanted to play with a cannon loadout, and this thing has a lot of forward-facing firepower. Why Andoria as a starting point? Well, I also wanted to visit somewhere chilly before I did this mission. Starfleet's involvement with the Klingon Civil War is one that would have to be justified. For Klingon characters, their inclusion in it is easy, and the Romulan Republic has members within the KDF. But Starfleet? Well, aside from the Khitmar Alliance, they should kinda stay out of this internal Klingon matter. So, Admiral Hale has continued to work alongside Martok, J'ula and Adet Par for one reason: to capture Jumpok and Akar, now that their crimes have been brought to light against the Khitmar Alliance. Technically, as an outsider, I should have no direct say in who emerges as the leadership of the Empire at this stage, but it's not going to be Jumpok if I can help it.
The time has come, at last. With the aid of Tenavik and the monks of Boreth, we are ready to take the next step on this strange journey. We are ready to restore the soul of L'Rell. Come to the monastery on Boreth as soon as you can. Lady J'ula, General Martok, and I will be waiting for you there.
Well, better not tell Starfleet about this one. We have been down to Boreth unimpeded. It seems the monks have lifted their restrictions on who can visit, and we've been filled in on the developments planet side after J'ula's solo mission. The monks of Boreth have created a clone of L'Rell, as they did with the clone of Kalis, in an attempt to create a figurehead to rally the Empire. But the body does not stir, and according to their superstitions, this is because the soul is trapped in Gre'thor, the Klingon Hell. Normally, I'd wave off such claims as pure fantasy, but Klingon myth has the unfortunate habit of coming true. Kalis existed, the Herc were real, and we have encountered the Fekhiri ourselves, supposed denizens of Gre'thor.
What I am about to tell you is unusual. I ask that you hear me out before making any sort of judgment.
Go ahead, but I'm still going to try and arrest J'ula when this is all over.
Tenavik believes that the soul of L'Rell was not restored to her clone because it is trapped within the depths of Gre'thor. Based on my own research, I am inclined to agree with him.
So your research was, what, perusing ancient tomes and the scrolls of Kalis? Klingon spirituality has its odd bases in reality a lot of the time, though.
We aren't sure. What I do know is Lady J'ula wants to take a spiritual journey to Gre'thor to liberate the soul of L'Rell.
She can go to hell. Is Gre'thor even a real place, and how would she get there? Is she going by herself?
Tenavik has assured us that such a journey is possible, and is willing to facilitate the process. While some of us have our doubts, J'ula is convinced she must do this, and so here we are.
So, in Klingon myth, Kalis had been into Gre'thor himself to retrieve the soul of his slain father from damnation, but all this implies the existence of souls, scientifically explained or otherwise. That cloned Kalis awoke right here too, but his mind was filled with the memories and tales of his predecessor, so many believe him just a facsimile, not a true reincarnation. But is J'ula going alone?
If necessary, yes. She requests that you join her on this journey, however. You and General Martok.
I suppose this could be a cultural exchange of sorts. Federation would sanction that, and you agreed, Martok?
I have. I would like to see if such a thing can be done. If it is possible, J'ula will need all the help she can get in a place filled with the worst pieces of Bakhtag ever to call themselves Klingons. Speaking of J'ula, she wanted a word with you once you arrived.
Right, good, because, I have questions. The body of L'Rell indeed lies there, and is biologically alive but comatose. Gre'thor as a realm has only been visited in near-death states, where delusion can easily set in, but what is undeniable is that the Fekhiri are real in some sense. The Dominion founders created them when they came to the Alpha Quadrant centuries ago looking to create an army. They abducted and genetically augmented Klingons to create this race of savage berserkers based on the demons of Klingon myth. They then discarded them in favour of the Jem'Hadar and left Kronos to fend off an even earlier attempted army, the Herc. These founder-made Feculi are warp-capable, and now left to their own devices, they've found a home in an extra-dimensional realm they refer to as Gre'thor, but no non-Feculi vessels have ever been able to access it, or at least have never returned from a trip there. So that Gre'thor is real, but is it really the same place dishonoured Klingon souls go to when they die? That is not answered. Logically, no, because we have a definitive origin for these false demons, but then they also display knowledge of events that take place in the spiritual Gre'thor. Could all be coincidence, but the link is unusual, as Endet Par would put it.
You have arrived. Good. We have a challenging journey ahead of us. Tenavik can explain more about it to you.
Yeah, please, Mr. Tenavik. Also, thank you for letting us down here. So, how's this all going to work if you found some subspace aperture into the realms of Gre'thor, like the ones the Feculi use?
It will be a challenge, one that will test your body, mind, and soul. Even the strongest of warriors can fall on such a journey. It is not a path to be traveled lightly.
Bring photon grenades. Right. Well, if you've found a way to enter into Gre'thor, the Federation would certainly like to know about it, and the Feculi might be a predominantly Klingon issue, but they will attack anything, so yes, I will accompany you on this journey.
The future of the Empire is at stake. L'Rell can guide us to victory over Jempak. For that, I will do what must be done, even if I have to destroy Fekla himself.
A little ambitious, but sure, we've faced down demons before, of air and darkness, so let's add fire to that mix.
To enter Gre'thor, you'll need to be on the precipice of death.
So what?
The fumes of this incense will allow you to enter a death-like comatose state. That is when your journey will begin. Aditpa and I will monitor your bodies from here.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you for the next part. Goodbye. If only. Seriously though, if anyone wants out, now is the time to do so. We confer for a minute or two before accepting the dangers, and approach the lit brazier and help ourselves to a handful of the incense that will effectively poison us. There is also a not glitch, but kinda funny glitch that occurs here if you have a spacesuit equipped but not on, because the game registers you as being poisoned and then automatically equips the environmental suit to protect you. Like so. We sprinkle the incense into the flames and immediately regret it. Is this Gre'thor? I was imagining more, fire and demons. Well, everyone that inhaled the ash seems to be here, so we're in a shared hallucination?
This does not seem like Gre'thor.
Oh good, not just me then.
This is not Gre'thor. This is Koth.
The Void. Why are we here?
I have no idea, but I'm sure we can find our way out if we just keep moving, right? I'm sure whatever's out there is just obscured by the fog. Okay, this isn't working. Something went wrong with your ritual.
Perhaps we are here because our fates are not yet decided.
But the ritual... Wait! Something approaches from the mists.
What brings you to a place where neither honor nor dishonor reigns? I do not know you. You, I know from tales of the past. Jo'ula, sister of Tukuvma, the matriarch of House Mokai. But you, General Martok, I will never forget you. Why are you here?
Former Chancellor Gowron reigned from 2367 to 2375, after winning his seat by default when Duras, son of Gerod, was slain by Worf, son of Mol. However, he was slain by Worf during the closing months of the Dominion War, when his actions began to border on the dishonourable. He had been sending Martok, a favoured Klingon war hero, on suicide missions, but Martok went and survived each and every one, which only added to his renown, elevating him as a potential replacement Chancellor.
I must admit, I am surprised to see you here, Martok. Did your friends in the Federation finally convince you to do something less than honorable before you died? Was it Cisco? Or was it your good friend Worf, the treacherous son of Moog?
Who are you, Patak? And why are you... Wait. Those eyes. I have seen such eyes before.
Yes, you have. For this is Gowron, son of Morel, son of Akar. And to answer your question, I am not dead yet, Gowron. My allies and I are merely passing through.
Passing through, are you? There are but two destinations you can reach from Koth, and I'll wager you're not traveling to Stovokor. You mentioned my ancestor, Akar. He served House Mokai during the war with the Federation. Does your little journey have something to do with him?
It does not. Though I suspect his treachery is the reason you are here now, Gowron. After all, the dishonor of the father also dishonors his sons and their sons for 3 generations.
That sounds harsh.
You are many things, Martok, but a liar is not one of them. If I had any doubt of that, I would kill you where you stand for insulting the honor of my grandfather. So, Akar's dishonor has kept me trapped in this wretched place. Not the fate I had expected.
I mean, there could be worse places to go. At least you're not in Gre'thor, right?
Indeed. Gre'thor, our destination. You said it could be reached from here. Do you know the way?
I do. I can guide you there if you wish it.
Well, I wouldn't say wish it.
Wait. The Gowron I knew would not aid anyone if it did not benefit him in some way. What scheme are you hiding behind this sudden act of benevolence?
Look around you, Martok. There is little to do in this place but brood and despair. I'm taking you there for my amusement. And perhaps there may be a way out of this place. If there is, I would find it. Even if I have to march at your side to do so. Does that satisfy you? Or shall we stand here for eternity and ponder my motivations?
Yeah, I don't have eternity to spare, so I say we follow Gowron. Gowron, for the most part, abided by Klingon law, tradition and ritual, even when he disagreed with it, and he did lead the Empire well, despite numerous challenges to his authority, mostly from the House of Duras. He also never shied away from a fight, and died to Worf in official challenge of one-on-one combat. Worf even performed the ceremonial death howl over his corpse to warn Stovokor of an incoming warrior. So, despite his less than stellar actions towards the end of the war, which never actually broke any rules, Gowron had been a steadily honourable Klingon, bound for Stovokor. But I think Akar's actions in lying, betraying his house and arming Jumpok have cursed his lineage, but I also can't help but wonder if Gowron's own actions towards Martok have had a slight say in barring his path to Stovokor.
This is the barge of the dead, laden with souls bound for Gre'thor. You'll want to announce yourself to Kotar. It is unwise to vex the ferryman.
Gortar, the first Klingon, the Godslayer, and now the damned ferryman. He who has to carry souls to Gre'thor or Sto-vo-kor across the Sea of Blood. Which makes this the barge of the dead, currently bound for Gre'thor, which means all the Klingons here have behaved dishonourably, at least in the Klingon sensibilities. This vessel of wood and iron is based on an ancient Klingon cleave ship, but it has no sails nor engine, moving only through the will of Gortar. On our way to meet the ferryman, we notice a familiar hulking Klingon, Batleth Puklud, recently slain by Ja'ula on the bridge of Boreth. I guess he'll want words with her.
The legends of the ferryman are true. You are Gortar, the first Klingon, slayer of gods.
I am, and you are Ja'ula, kinswoman of T'Kuvma, matriarch of your house. It is not your time. You should not be here. Explain yourself.
My allies and I seek the soul of another. One who should be in Sto-vo-kor, but now dwells in Gre'thor.
It is not your time.
I get the feeling he wants us to leave and he's not going to talk to us. Maybe we should ask around, see if anyone else knows of L'Rell.
L'Rell? I know no L'Rell. But I know you, Ja'ula. You left me to die in a Starfleet prison. Oh, you rescued your pet, a car. But not a lowly Beck, trapped in his cell. And during your raid, an explosion exposed my cell to the cold void of space. And so I died, dishonored. Begone! I have nothing more to say to you.
That was no way for a warrior to die. It is a fate I narrowly avoided several times myself. Come, let us see what the others know.
A little reminder there that Klingons who die in captivity are considered dishonoured. It doesn't matter how nice the prison is or how humanely treated they are, it is a discourtesy for them to die captured, not in combat, even if they are prisoners of war, something that carries no dishonour in most cultures.
L'Rell, here? Kiyach! I may be a coward, but you are an idiot. Everyone knows that L'Rell is in Sto-vo-kor. As for you, you will have an eternity in Gre'thor to find wisdom, fool. But the lessons that await you will not be pleasant.
Mind your tongue, or I will throw you overboard and feed you to the Koskari. Lady Ja'ula, this is getting us nowhere. Perhaps a more direct approach is in order.
Out of respect for the ferryman, I will refrain from such measures until they are necessary. Come, let us see if one of the others has something besides rage or the bluster of a coward to offer us.
Insults from someone who fled from combat, another sin for a Klingon. Again, there's a difference between fleeing in fear and the decision to retreat.
Lady Ja'ula and General Martok, the architects of my downfall. My house swore allegiance to you, but I saw your crusade against Jempuk for the folly it was. I refused your call to arms at Gorath, and for that, my first officer killed me and took my place as captain. I shall enjoy watching the two of you suffer for the rest of time.
You dishonored your house and your crew. You forgot what it meant to be Klingon, Captain. And now, you go to pay the price for that. Step away from me now, or your suffering will begin before you walk through the gates of Gre'thor.
This one swore an oath and then broke it.
Wait your turn. I shall have my vengeance before all others.
Ah, Batleth. I was wondering how long it would take for him to get involved. So he is here most likely for his role as an Oathbreaker too. He was to serve House Mokai, yet sided with Akar.
I do not know who sent you here, Ja'ula, and I do not care. My wish for vengeance has been granted, and I will stain the deck of this barge with your blood.
Ah, this must indeed seem like a dream come true for him. Ready weapons.
Fight! Fight!
However, him drawing his blades incites the rest of the damned to join the fray. But before things can get truly hectic...
Enough! You shall earn no salvation through combat here.
The ferryman asserts his command. It takes a lot to quell a Klingon's bloodlust once stoked, let alone among this unruly and dishonoured lot. Kortar's command seems to have cowed all who heard it though. Literally, his ship, his rules. We approach the Son of None, now that he is less confrontational.
Bah! The ferryman has spared you. For now. Do not think you will rest easy once we reach Gre'thor. I will find you, and I will have my revenge. This I swear.
Bold words. But I think you'll find that Feklar has plans for you, as he does for all traitors. We're done here. Leave this wretch to his fate.
The glory of combat, brief as it was. It felt good to engage in battle once more. To be Klingon.
It's just occurred to me, Gowron's been alone for a long time.
So, there is still something within you that knows what it means to be a warrior. You were the Gowron of old, before the Chancellorship changed you, as it did me, as it did Jempak. And perhaps L'Rell.
Interesting. You became Chancellor after I fell in battle? Tell me you killed Worf to do so. Oh, that would have been glorious!
I did not. Worf still lives, and serves the Empire to this day. I hope you can handle such a disappointment, Gowron.
As tempting as it is to listen to your shared Dominion War stories, we are kind of here on a schedule. We need to find L'Rell.
Let us ask the ferryman how much longer it will be until we get to Gre'thor.
How much longer it's going to be? You mean... Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Hey! Hey! Hey, Kortar! Hey! Kortar! Ferryman! Are we there yet?
You fight with purpose, Ja'ula. Honor to you and your house. I think we shall not meet again, and that gladdens my heart. It will be some time before we arrive at Gre'thor. Tell me of the soul you seek. I would know your story, so I can sing it to the dishonored, to remind them of who they were, of who they could still become.
I seek L'Rell. She was once called Mother, a great warrior and leader of the Empire. I would liberate her soul. I strive to remove a tyrant from the Emperor's throne, and her counsel will help me to do so. This is why I journey to the halls of Gre'thor, ferryman. For the Empire, no risk is too great.
I have seen her. Once, she stood not far from where you stand now. She did not speak. She did not have to. For I saw in her the same pain that I carry in my heart.
Interesting. So she was bound for Gre'thor.
You can find her in Gre'thor, if the denizens do not end you first. But finding her and liberating her from that wretched place are two different battles. May you find success in both.
But the question is, why? She was considered a hero in retrospect for unifying the Empire's houses into the KDF.
That is not my tale to tell. Find L'Rell, make her story and yours as one, and fight with all your conviction. Then, and only then, may you find a way out of Gre'thor, for yourself and for L'Rell.
Well, either way, this just confirms what our mission objectives are. This doesn't change anything.
So there is a way out of Gre'thor. Tell me, ferryman, how can I find my way in? The gates are locked to me. My path out of Koth has been blocked by the dishonor of my ancestor.
Ah, Gowron, buddy.
But if I can enter Gre'thor, I can find the liberation that Ja'ula and her allies seek for L'Rell. Speak! Tell me what I wish to know!
I will tell you only this. Your story has not ended, Gowron, son of Marel. The scales can be shifted yet, for good or for ill. Now, leave me to my duty. I will call upon you when we draw near to Gre'thor. Until then, Know your place. Do not forget that I am master of this vessel. It is unwise to test my authority here.
Understood, Captain. So, Gowron's looking for a way out of Koth, even if that takes him to Gre'thor. Can't say I blame him. Being stuck in limbo forever is its own hell. As is trying to translate this Klingonese written around the edge of the boat. Not going to lie, I spent far too long attempting to decipher this. Anyway, as the barge of the dead coasts towards our goal, it seems that Gowron will not be joining us. As for L'Rell, well, she unified the Empire, as I mentioned, but she did so through using a Federation Black Ops bomb that would have destroyed Kronos, or at least destabilised it, to leverage her position and call an end to the Federation Klingon hostilities. However, she had no part in establishing that threat really, and she did disarm it too. She also pretended to kill her only child, but in reality exiled him to Boreth, and Tenavik is her heir. Would these actions have led her to Gre'thor, however? Because by all accounts her actual reign was prosperous for the Empire and gave rise to a society that would persist for 154 years. Well, I guess we can ask her when we find her.
We have arrived. I will wait for you and your allies here, Ja'ula. Should you succeed, return to me here, and I will ensure your song does not end in Gre'thor.
You honor us, Kotar, first of the Klingons. We will not keep you waiting long.
Well, Gre'thor awaits.
So it does. Prepare for battle. Our greatest challenge awaits.
You will find no one to block your entrance at the gates of Gre'thor, warriors. Getting out, that will be the challenge.
Gowron, a pity you cannot join us. I suspect you would find more entertainment past those gates, in the depths of Gre'thor itself.
I do not doubt that. Soon Fekla will know the frustration of dealing with a Klingon too stubborn to die. Glory to you and your house. Fight with honor, and if necessary, die well. Kapla!
The time has come. Go now, warriors. Your destiny lies beyond those gates.
We'll return, Kotar.
We shall see. The halls of Gre'thor have crushed many a soul. I hope yours do not join their ranks. As for you, Gowron, I would have words with you before we depart.
Then for now it is goodbye, Gowron. Sorry I didn't manage to kill a car before he brought dishonour to your house. As the deck is now swarming with Fekiri inspecting their newest acquisitions for Gre'thor, we're left freely to move about unmolested. Probably because it's not our time yet, although we are about to walk willingly into halls known for their refusal to allow any soul to leave. Misery, betrayal and torment await beyond those gates, but so does our wayward Chancellor. So thank you for joining me as we continue to explore the Star Trek Online story series. I've been Rick, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully. Until then, thanks again for watching, goodbye, and Kupla.